Welcome to the Afrocentric Woman, where our mission is to inspire Black women to heal core wounds and embrace a luxurious and abundant lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk, sis. Hi, lovelies. I'm coming on here today to tell you all that I was called a mammy. Can you believe it? Can you believe I was called a mammy by someone in the divestment community? Well, I was. And if you've listened to my videos, you know that I'm pretty, I don't know if I would say tough. I don't think that's the best word. I'm pretty brutally honest about Black men, especially African American Black men. I mean, I'm pretty honest, and I don't take bullshit, and I'm not here for coddling. I don't believe in that. Just overall, I'm a matriarchal woman, and it's just so interesting. I also love Black people, and I love Black community, and maybe I'll do another video on this, but I have given up on the idea of Black love. I just don't think I'm just not pro Black love. It's not that I'm against Black love. I'm just not for Black love at the expense of Black women settling for less. I'm not for Black love. I'm not so pro Black love that I believe that Black women should suffer or be abused for the optics of Black love. I would love to see a society within a Black community. I would love to see Black love thrive. I mean, I'm a bit of an idealist. Like, that would be my dream. Also, I'm very honest, and the types of at least millennials, I don't know, because the baby boomers, I guess they were the first ones who really left the house and weren't around. My biological father's a baby boomer, and he was AWOL. And I know a lot of other baby boomer dads that were AWOL or super passive or toxic or whatever. So I don't know, maybe the generation before the baby boomers were okay. But where was I? The millennial Black men now, I mean, they're just, by and large, aren't, I think, just generally masculine. They're just generally not providers. They are generally not looking to cherish a wife and take care of her and raise a family. They're looking for a roommate, basically, with additional benefits. So that's kind of like my worldview on that. And I feel like we as Black women, especially those of us who have sons, and those of us who have our daughters, but especially those of us who have our sons, we're going to have to engineer the next generation. I mean, we've got to stop this madness. We've got to raise better boys. I would never spend any energy trying to rewire a dysfunctional millennial Black male. I would just leave him right where he is and move on, because much of the damage is irreversible, and I'll just leave that right there where it is. But I think where I stop short is throwing all Black men away. I stop short of that just for the simple fact that I just know a lot of really positive, productive men. And Black men, I know a lot of positive, productive Black men, and the Black men in my life provide for me, and so I'm just not willing to throw them all away. I'm just willing to throw 99% of them away. But you know what I found out? The fact that I'm not willing to give up on the 1% of Black men makes me a mammy, according to the divestors, whatever. It was interesting for me. I mean, I didn't get offended because I feel like people are just going to say whatever thing I mean, I still lived my life. I mean, I wasn't nasty or anything like that. It was surprising to me because I've never been called a mammy before, especially not since I have embraced a life of dating up and I've given up on Black love and all of this and that. I mean, I've always been accused, Even when I was like pro-black men, I've always been accused of being too hard on black men. Even when I was more like pro-black love, I've always been accused of being too hard on black men, you know? But what I've learned is that I think that the divestors need their space to be angry. A lot of times abuse comes up in their conversations. I mean, I've been abused by black men too. So, you know, we all have that in common. I've been abused by black men, but been abandoned by my biological father. I mean, I have a whole laundry list of complaints and grievances with black men and black males. But what I learned is that it seems to be a space where there's a lot of anger and vitriol towards black males, and it seems like I had seen them saying that like their DNA was evil and like there's something inherently evil about their genetics. And I'm like, ma'am, if you're a black woman and the black male DNA is messed up, then what does that say about your DNA? I don't know. Like that part, I can't digest that. I just don't think there's anything inherently wrong with black men. I think that the society has produced dysfunctional males. That's what I think. I think it's more of a social issue. And when you want to even think about sociopathy versus psychopathy, and as I understand the difference between sociopathy and psychopathy is that a psychopathic person exhibits antisocial sort of homicidal type of tendencies, destroying things, killing pets, being deceitful, living in a fantasy. They show those signs as a very young person, and they show those signs regardless of the family environment that they grow up in. That's psychopathy as I understand it. Whereas with sociopathic, it's more so they've learned through the environment how to get over abuse. They shut off certain parts of themselves as far as their empathy, because the empathy is down-regulated, because empathy is not a sort of a cherished or respected way of being in their environment. And so that gets down-regulated, and they're able to, do things without having remorse or empathy. And the more evil and bad things they do, the more delinquency and crimes that they do, it just becomes easier and easier to do. So that's how I understand it. So I really think we're dealing with more of a sociopathic, more of a societal issue with our males, because I think that if we as black women write it off as, there's something wrong with these people's DNA, which, what the hell does that say about your DNA? But whatever, let's just say, okay, black male DNA is so distinct from black woman DNA. Okay, fine. Well, then that absolves you of the responsibility of the children around you. Because if you can just write off a black boy, what if you have a black son? Is it possible to be a divester and to have a black son? I don't know, y'all. I'm confused. I'm not going to give up, because I'm pretty sure maybe there's something I can learn there. And I do empathize with the pain. And I feel like women, maybe that's just what you need as a stepping stone to wherever you're going. Maybe you need a place where you can really let it out and be brutally honest and air out your grievances with the various abuses that you have experienced throughout your life at the hands of black men or black males, So maybe that can be productive to some extent. I don't think that it's the end of the road. I think you should keep going. because yeah, maybe I'm too optimistic. That's possible. But I'm not willing to give up on black people. I'm also not willing to be abused either. And I believe that I can have both. I believe that I can love black people and not tolerate abuse, because I live in a bubble. I live in a curated bubble of beautiful, productive people, you see. And I realize that this is a luxury that I've been curating over the years, because I'm everywhere that I mean to be, and I only spend my time with those who I mean to spend my time with. I will not call black communities Blackistan. It's just too much for me, y'all. I can't do it. I can't do it because, a lot of these dysfunctions I feel are in direct correlation with circumstances outside of the environment that was created. I'm going to look for this Chicago housing projects video, and if I find it, I'll put it in the link to this video, because I think that it really would behoove you to have a really deep socio-political understanding of how ghettos were created, because I think that if you really fully understood that, the historical context, I think that you may be less likely to call black communities Blackistan. I think that you may, whatever. You do what you want. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just adding a perspective of someone who, I guess I'm in the middle. I don't know. I'm pro-black woman. So, sis, do whatever you need to do to get better. Do whatever I'm not divested, though. I'm like, this is how I see it. Okay. I see it as, I need to be strong. If I'm going to do anything for black people, I need to be well. I need to be physically well. I need to be financially well. I need to be spiritually well. I need to be mentally well. And so I need to go and I need to do all the things, all the feminine things that I need to do to recharge, to curate my life, to be beautiful, to do luxurious things. I need that. I need that to be a balanced human. And whatever I can do to serve the black community from a place of strength, I'm willing to do, even if that means, getting more involved with my local politics. I can't do that if I'm sick and downtrodden. I can't be of use to anybody, so my first priority is to be well. But in that sense, I may not be in I may not be in the hood all the time, but that doesn't mean I won't go or I can't go. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, this sounds quite a bit discombobulated. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around what is the purpose and the use of any of this. And what purposes does it serve? How long would you stay in that space? And, and I just feel like if you're so quick, like if someone says, I think I was like 99, not 1% of black men, are great. And they were like, oh, you're a mammy. And I was like silenced. I just wonder, as far as sisterhood is concerned, does that really make sense for us to name call like that and to just kind of shut the other person out? I don't know, y'all. It just becomes a bit of an echo chamber, and there's no room for dialogue. But maybe there wasn't supposed to be either. I'm also open to that being an idea as well. Like maybe it wasn't supposed to be a dialogue. Maybe you just need to be a fly on the wall and just listen and snatch any information that you can, anything that may be helpful or beneficial. But yeah, I think that ultimately I learned that I'm not divested. I'm not completely divested. I believe in the next generation. I think that most of the males who've been ruined by dysfunction, by terrible mother and a terrible father and a terrible childhood, I believe most of them, it's a lost cause. I give up on them. But I'm not willing to give up on black boys. I'm not willing to. I really do think that we have an opportunity to do better with the next generation. I'm doing my part with my own child. I'm doing my part to raise a great human that's going to contribute to society. And I'm not willing to give up on the next generation. I'm not divested. So, anyway, maybe I would record another video, but these are my initial thoughts on it. Please drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Are you a divester? Do you consider yourself divested from the black community? Would you call the black community Blackistan? How do you feel about the creation of the American Negro, by design, and all of the social ills that come to it? Oh, little side note. I remember thinking about violence and other offenses that I've experienced at the hands of men, and most of them have been black males, but not all. I've been almost run off the road by 2 white males. One of which was at a high speed, and this person was in a big truck and they were literally trying to run me off the highway. Also another white male. So that's two occasions. There was another white male that, actually there's been 2 white males that have approached my vehicle when they felt like I was in a place where I shouldn't have been. One of whom had their hand in their, like, under their shirt. I don't know what he had there, to question me when I was on public property. Another one who told me that he was going to call the police on me because he's friends with the police and they'll do anything he says, quote. That was an old white male that did that. So that's 4 offenses right there. I can't give any details, but I'm aware of another situation where a white male literally punched a black woman in the face. I think it was about parking or something like that, but that wasn't having anything to do with me. I'm just thinking about stuff. So that's 4 things that have happened personally to me. And I just wonder, when we're sort of running down, when these women are sort of like running down, like, this black man did this to me and that black man did this to me. And I was thinking in my head, black men have done a whole lot of shit to me too. And then I was like, and I can't think of one. And I was like, oh, hold on. Actually, white men have been aggressive and abusive with me as well. So, and you know what? And another thing I started thinking about white men hitting me where I couldn't see it. Like giving me interest rates that were higher than what I should have, and screwing me out of money, not renting to me where I needed to live, and shutting me out of opportunities. Oh man, I can really get into it as far as high school is concerned. And the white people, white women in general, who had done, evil things to me. So I just wonder, like, is this like an equal opportunity thing, or is it just like, oh, black males are inherently wrong and bad? I don't know, y'all. So these are my initial thoughts on it. And maybe from your, comments and questions and dialogue, maybe we can keep the conversation going. But I do look forward to hearing your thoughts and perspectives on this. All right, thank you. Peace.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and attention with the Afrocentric Woman. Special gratitude to our subscribers. If you'd like to stay connected with this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you have any comments or thoughts about the content shared, please drop down into the comment section and let us know. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, you are unique, and you are lovable. And I appreciate you.